Greetings and welcome to my channel. We are on the way of the Superior Man series, and today we have chapter 14. Don't get lost in your duties. Let's go. Whatever the specifics of a man's purpose, he must always refresh the transcendental element of his life through regular meditation and retreat. A man should never get lost in the details of his life and forget that. Ultimately, and in truth, life amounts to nothing other than what is the deepest truth of this present moment. Tasks don't get a man anywhere more conscious or free than he is capable of being in this present moment. You have probably noticed yourself in the do mode. You are totally focused, intent on getting a task done. You don't want to be disturbed. If anyone tries to interrupt you with a question, you ignore them, or you give them a quick answer so that you can keep on track. This do mode is very common among men, whether you are trying to hear something on television or finish a report by midnight. Your attention is focused on the task at hand and you don't want to be distracted. This do mode is one of men's biggest strengths and weaknesses. It's great to be able to plow through obstructions and get the job done. And it's good to keep yourself disciplined and on purpose. But if you forget your larger purpose while pursuing small and endless tasks of daily life, then you have reduced yourself to a machine of picayune. I don't know what that means. However, I'm going to research that after this video and I will put it right here. There we go. Now you know what that means. Even now, as you read this, you may be in the do mode. Totally breaking the fourth wall here. Even now, as you read this, you may be in the do mode. Totally ensconced in the process of reading. If you were to die right now, what would be the feeling texture of your last moment? Are you feeling the infinite mystery of existence, so that your last moment would be one of awe and gratitude? Is your heart so open wide that your last moment would dissolve in perfect love? Or are you absorbed in some task that you would hardly notice death upon you until the last instant, whoosh, and everything is gone? This part of the chapter introduces us to a certain aspect and element that we have as men, which is called the do mode in this book. I also like to see it as the flow state. This flow state is a state where you are completely focused with a specific task. It can be you're on a jog, it can be you're doing homework, it can be anything. You're cooking, watching television, for example, playing video games. That can be a very powerful example of you being in your flow state. You know, when you do some kind of weird thing and you jump up and you do a super snipe from the sky. I don't know what you guys do on Fortnite, but that can be an example of you being in the do mode or flow state. So this flow state, this part of the chapter introduces us to the state where it can be good, right? It is very good to be focused in that flow state. However, at the same time, you could actually be lost inside of a black hole within that flow state. You need to know and understand what is going on around you, what is happening within you that moment in time. You can be so fixated on a specific video game that mom has called you for dinner a couple hours ago and you didn't even realize. You said, okay, I'm coming. And you told your friends just a couple more games later. Next thing, you've done 3 games and your food is cold. And now you haven't had dinner with your family. And that has happened for the past 2 weeks. That's how deep the flow state can be. You know, you're just really deep and fixated on that you don't know what's happening around you. You're probably in a state of coldness. You're probably being a bit hard on people around you while being in that state. You're probably hurting someone. So I've had a similar situation like this where I was in flow state and I was doing my work and my girlfriend came to me and she wanted some love and attention at that specific moment. She was just saying hi. She was saying good morning. And I continued on my work. I said, hello, good morning. I continued on my work. Later on to realize that it actually didn't make her feel happy. It made her feel less important of herself. It's not that the work I'm doing is more important than her. It's the fact that I'm in the do mode and I'm in a state of focus. And of course, we later on spoke to each other and we later resolved it. However, in that specific moment, if I had tapped out of the flow state and, said hello in a better way and said, I'm a bit focused right now, it would have turned out way better. She would have understood rather than just saying hello, goodbye, right? What kind of state are you in? That's what they're introducing to us in this chapter. The test of your fullness in every moment is your capacity to die in free and loving surrender, knowing you've done everything you could while alive to give your gift and knowing the truth of being. Have you loved fully, or have you expressed feelings that would taint your last moments with regret? Do you constantly relax in the awe of immense mystery, or are you absorbed in your work and projects that you no longer feel the miracle of existence? Each moment emerging from dissolving into the great unknowable, or are you absorbed in your work and projects that you no longer feel the miracle of existence? Each moment emerging from dissolving into great unknowable. Has your task addiction built blinders that limit the vastness of your vision even now? Tasks are important, yes, but no amount of duties adds up to love, freedom, or full consciousness. You cannot do enough, nor can you do the right things so that you will finally feel complete. Doing is simply the nature of your bodily life. If you want the body to continue, you must eat and breathe. You must work, care for your family, brush your teeth. But these are just the mechanics of life on earth. They never come to the absolute truth of your being. You can either choose to be a mechanical being and walk around the earth doing what human things do, or you can have some character, add some character to your life, to yourself. Just look around and appreciate your world. Be free. Understand your world and just say thank you to yourself for being alive in that specific moment, in that world that you're in. Whether you're sunken deep into work, pause for a second and just look at the work that you've done, how much you've achieved in the last 5 minutes. Not only achieved, but how much you're living, what you're feeling, what you're doing in that moment. And just be grateful. Feel it, sense it, understand it, and realize that you truly are more than just your physical body. Because your physical body is just food, sleep, work, food, sleep, work. And you can literally just do food, sleep, work, and maybe the other basic needs. But think about doing that with a sense of gratitude, happiness, peace, bliss. I can work in peace. I can work in bliss. I can eat in peace. I can eat in bliss. Or would you rather eat in stress? Right? I'm sure there's a couple people or a couple men out there that eat in stress. They're eating fast in stress because they have to get back to work. If they don't eat fast enough, then they're not going to be able to start the work soon enough. And if they don't start that work, then they won't get the next meal next time, right? That can be some other man's mentality. What I'm telling you to do is pull away from that level of stress, pull away from that level of do state, always in do mode, and learn to balance this with your life, with your heart, your consciousness. When you do your tasks in the right way, they liberate your life energy so that you can attend to what really matters. The investigation, realization, and the embodiment of true freedom. Do you even know what this means? Ask yourself, what is true freedom? What is true freedom to you? Have you devoted yourself to finding out the deepest truth of your own existence? If in this very moment your tasks are not supporting your life in this way, you must drop them or change them so that they do. Otherwise, you are wasting your life. You're wasting your life doing random work, random tasks that are not going to get you to your deepest heart's purpose. That's the main mission. What is your reason for being on this earth? What part do you play in the evolution of humanity? Or what part do you play in the evolution of your family? As simple as that. How are you going to make your family better? How are you going to make yourself, your life better? Or are you just mindlessly going through a stream or a path, doing tasks by task, not knowing what's going to happen the next day, or not having a clear understanding of clarity of what you are meant to do in this life? Do you know what you're meant to do? What is your deepest heart's purpose? Again, the same topics we've been, repeating and talking about. Your deepest heart's purpose. It's all about your purpose. Whereas many women waste precious time swirling in emotional currents and eddies, many men waste their birth seeking completion of tasks. Nose to the grindstone, day after day, year after year, and you become a robot of duty. Rather, raise your eyes, see the horizon, and do your tasks in the spirit of sweeping out your house on a sunny day. The same way that women go through deep emotions and feel what they feel and go into endless circles and twirls all day long or for a very long period of time, is the same exact way that men go through tasks, doing the same thing over and over and over again. Once you complete this task, I gotta move on to the next one. Once you do this one, I gotta move on to the next one, right? That's the same little thing that you do. I'm sure you have a certain level of understanding that the feminine is more on the emotional side and the masculine is more on the physical and doing side. If a masculine being feels something, they will ask themselves, what am I feeling and why am I feeling it? What do I need to do about it? That's usually where we go. What do I need to do about it? Already you've put a task at hand in order to do what you need to do. And whereas women will feel something and they will feel it and they will feel it and feel it. And from feeling it, they will ground themselves within that feeling. That's why you see, maybe if you have a girlfriend, your girlfriend can tell you about a feeling and you'll be there like, okay, well, if you're feeling upset about this, why don't we just change this and then you're not gonna feel upset about this anymore? That's just how men think. Whereas women will be like, no. I don't care about this. I care about what I am feeling about this, right? It's the feeling. That's what's very important. Whereas with men, it's this. So what we're asking you to do is balance that ability to feel and sense and also do whatever it is that you are doing. You are doing a task like a robot without emotion. You are still human. You are still human that feels things, that goes through certain things. So you need to feel those things and appreciate what you're feeling, appreciate what you're doing. Sink yourself into that positive feeling, that love feeling that you get from the work that you're doing. Do you love your job? Do you love your work? Do you love what you're doing, the task that you are doing in this very moment? If you do, then feel that. Feel that love for it. Feel that feeling. That's what we are talking about. You need to carry yourself with that feeling and not just get lost. Oh shoot, I gotta do this mission, I gotta do that, and 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 I gotta do that next. That's the endless cycle that we fall into, and we forget what were the 5 tasks ago I was doing, and why was I doing them? What was the intention? If you remember, and you know that you're doing this so that you can do that and fulfill that, and all for the love of your presence on this earth. By the way, if you're enjoying these kind of videos, put the bell icon on so that you know when the next video is coming out. Do leave a like, put a comment down below. Let me know what you've been feeling, or open up. Let me know what you've been thinking about, what's on your mind, and what you think about this topic, about instances where you went into flow state and you probably felt yourself being a little bit dark or cold with the people around you because you were busy in the flow state. To help you remember the triviality of your daily tasks, interrupt your schedule with refreshers. These refreshers should cut to your core and strip the fat off the moment. Consider your own death. What would happen if you died right now? Consider it. Behold an image of the most enlightening being you know. Contemplate the mystery of existence. Relax into the deepest and most profound loving of which you are capable. In your own way, remember the infinite and then return to the task at hand. This way, you will never lose perspective and begin to think that life is a matter of tasks. You are not a drone. You are the unbounded mystery of love. Be so without forgetting your tasks. And that is it. Do your missions every day, yes. And while you do your missions, understand why you are doing those missions. Come back to that place that you came from, that place that is within you, that core, your deepest heart's purpose, right? Sit within it. Your deepest heart's purpose is in here. So bring your brain in here, and you will know what your deepest heart's purpose is, why you are doing your deepest heart's purpose, so that you're not just doing your deepest heart's purpose because some guy on a YouTube video with a very cool book told you to do it. Actually sit down with yourself and settle within your own heart, figure out what your deepest heart's purpose is, and let this video be your inspiration for you to move on to the next step, for you to do your deepest heart's purpose. That is it. Leave a like down below, subscribe as well, put a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this information that we are sharing with you, about these topics. If there is any other topic that you would like to discuss, like to talk about, like me to talk about, leave it in the comment section and we'll look on it. We'll talk in the comment section as well. And remember, never be afraid to be too manly. Peace.